against Houston Cougar team that's I think they're 5-1, 4-1, whatever. They're 5-1, I think. And played last night. We played them last year, so this is a former Southwest Conference foe. So, and of course, Coach Kevin Sampson, his teams are known for their defensive tenaciousness, rebounding, physicality. So it's going to be a game we're going to have to play awful well. And one of the things I always tell our guys, our defense has to travel. You know, offense can come and go. And you want to be able to shoot the basketball, but I think your defense got to travel. And so it's an opportunity for us to get into the Houston area. Played there last year against Texas, and now we're playing against a Houston team that's the great kid last year. Obviously, he had I think 22 points here last year. Outstanding player. The Davis kid got hurt, and the guy that really hurt us last year was the Robinson, Galen Robinson, penetrating guard. But they've added more players to that basketball team. So it's a team. I know Van Beck is a guy that's probably the second leading scorer, but I think they do it with defense. And so we've got to obviously got to score, and but we got to be able to defend as well.
Mike, I got my own microphone. So, pretty cool, huh?
You got what now?
I got my own microphone. Yeah. I didn't bring it with me or anything. Hey, Mike, obviously, you know, Arkansas fans are always into basketball, but with, you know, a lot of fans are anxious about the AD surge, the football surge. It was a rough football season. And I think I've heard from a lot of fans, they're really excited about you guys are having such a good start. Well, what sense do you have for how much you're helping the fan base get through a rough time with the way you guys, you're not just winning, but you're playing, you know, really exciting basketball?
Well, you know, that's one of the reasons why I came here. We still got some of the greatest fans, and our fans have been thirsting, you know, for some I think for some great things to take place in their respective sports. You know, basketball, whether it be basketball, football, whatever it is. Sports are very important here at the University of Arkansas. You know, our fans, I mean, they eat, sleep, live it. And so obviously with us having an opportunity to go out and perform and hopefully perform at a high level, and that's why I came. And so I'm a part of the team, you know, when you think about all the coaches that are here. And I go back to Jeff, you know, bringing in guys. He brought in a team of coaches that obviously they embody all the things that, you know, make up of a Razorback. And so I'm one of those guys. I've been there. And I like to win, Bob. That's the most important thing. I like to win, and I like to win the right way. And I'm excited about this team. You know, it's been a process, but to me, when you build something, you don't want to just build it for. You want to be able to sustain, and I think that's what we've done. We've been able to build and sustain and build and sustain, and now hopefully we can continue to go in the right direction.
If you get sense fans are into basketball even earlier, because the season starts so much earlier now than it used to. Sometimes people aren't into basketball maybe until December, but people are really into basketball now. One, you guys are playing well, and two, they're really hungry for something to cheer for. You know?
Well, I can't get a sense of, you know, you can probably get a more sense than I can on that. You know, we've been playing, we've had 3 games here and 3 on the road. Now, the caliber schedule we've been playing, the caliber teams we've been playing, I think that excites people. It excites my players. So hopefully they are excited. Hopefully they're excited enough to come and fill Bud Walton Arena up.
First time in 11 years Arkansas has played 4 games away from home in a row. Just how do you feel about having, you know, long trip to Portland, a lot of games, and now you're right back out on the road? How do you feel about that?
Well, it's different, but at the same time, it's you know, the schedule that we had in front of us, Bob, and we have an opportunity to go and play in the PK80. We couldn't turn that down, and so and I thought, you know, other than going 3-0, I thought we did pretty good. I thought we got better. And that's what you want to do in a tournament setting. You know, the key is no one had the home court advantage. You know, so it gave us a chance to get away and see how our guys will react. You know, in a game setting against a very good Oklahoma team. Just think, we're right next to each other, and we go out to Portland and play, and then you play against a North Carolina team that played well, and they beat us. And so, how are you going to respond? And with that day's rest, we were able to kind of recalibrate and come out and play against a UConn team. And thought we did an outstanding job of really limiting their guards. And at the same time, our defense created some easy offense for us. And then on top of that, we were making shots. Our bench played well. So we left there feeling good about ourselves and how we were playing. And so now we get a chance to go to Houston, a true road game. You know, we won't be playing at Hofheim. We'll be playing at Texas Southern, but it's a home game for Houston, and I'm sure they'll be charged up and ready for us.
In pace, not that you ever played slow, but you guys are playing faster this year than you have maybe the last couple of years. What do you think that is? Is it the senior guards? What do you attribute that to?
I don't even know we were playing that fast as we. I don't know how you get all these percentages, man. You're pretty good at that. Yeah. I just know that we want the pace to be up tempo, and how you do that, you do it with your defense. And I always tell our guys, hey, let's get up more shots. Our possessions. I love the possession game. I want 3 possessions. You're 1 possession. Because most teams are going to come down and they're going to test our patience on defense at times, and there are a lot of times we get impatient. But for the most part, we've been able to speed people up, and I think with the shot clock that helps as well.
Top 5, top 10 in the SEC in blocks, and obviously you can switch out on the guards and hang with them. Have you been impressed or surprised, I guess, by how well he's played so far?
Well, it doesn't surprise me. It's kind of like he's picked up from from the North Carolina game last year. He's very athletic, and I think he's getting more comfortable in his role, understanding his role. Whether it be that junkyard dog, that guy that comes from the offside and blocks shots. He's utilizing his God-gift abilities, and especially on defense. And now you're seeing it on offense as well, being able to catch and finish. And you just got to continue to work on the free throws because he's going to get fouled a lot. He's got a great nose for the basketball.
Mike, you were laughing at Derek Greg here. What do you think of him as a man, as administrator?
Derek Greg. What about him? Well, he was here, I guess, during the time I was here. He's a good guy, good person. He's followed my career, and we followed his. Of course, he's the AD over at my alma mater, so good guy.
Mike, I think Devin Davis only played like 3 minutes last year. I can't remember what the injury was, but he hurt an ankle or knee or something. How good a player do you think he is, and what difference will it make if he's going to play big minutes?
I think he's a senior. When you look at that team, he's one of the seniors, as well as Van Beck and of course, Gray. I think they're the leaders of that basketball team, and obviously it affected them here. So I'm sure he's looking forward to the game. He's a physical, athletic forward who was one of the leading, I think, scorers and rebounders last year, and we're seeing the same thing this year. So with another year experience, and didn't have a chance to play against us, I'm sure he'll be ready to play. But he's a very good basketball player.
Last year, he's averaging almost 24. What really impresses you? How does he get? Why is he such a good scorer?
Well, he can score. I mean, when you look at our guards, Barford and making those guys, some guys are wired to score, and he's a guy that can really go off the dribble, has a great shot, can get in there and hang and suspend, and he shoots a lot of free throws. Just got a knack for scoring, and he's been doing it since he was a freshman. It ain't like he just started last year. He was getting games where he was getting 30 points as a freshman and a sophomore. So he's a big-time scorer.
Jalen, he was a good scorer for you last year, but he had lulls. He seems to have gotten over some of that this year and has been, more consistent offensively and has kind of created more offense from some creative shots. What have you seen from him in his development here in his senior season?
Just maturity, getting comfortable. I think he's comfortable in what we're doing now. I think he knows his team. He knows what his role is, and he don't have to try to go get it. I thought last year there were times, he still thought he was playing with Motlow, but I think he figured out now he's playing with the Razorbacks, and so just maturity. I think it's more maturity and understanding the game, understanding how we play here, and just fitting his game in what we're doing.
Mike, Dustin, I guess, averaged about 20 minutes out there. Or, 20. Man, I'm looking at the wrong stat. I think he averaged about 20 minutes out there. How did he play? What did he add to you guys?
He started off a little shaky, Dustin Thomas. He started off a little shaky that first game, and you obviously the nerves are going. But I thought that second half of the Oklahoma game, I thought he was big for us. I think he had 6 rebounds in that game, and and I thought, for the whole tournament, having opportunity, your first games are against Oklahoma, North Carolina, and Connecticut. I thought he did okay, and we need him to continue to get in a rhythm. It's all about getting in a rhythm. He's not in rhythm yet, but I think he's working to get in rhythm, and he's going to be valuable for us because he's a guy that can step out and shoot the basketball. A lot of people are really packing their defense in there, and we got to have a forward that can step out and stretch the floor and give, whether it be Daniel or whether it be Trey inside, give them an opportunity to get the ball inside, because when your perimeter guys, demand that you got to guard them on the three-point line, it opens it up for our guys inside.
Doubling on that, with him and Adrio, obviously both being available this weekend, I don't think Gafford and Thompson played together that much. With those two, with Adrio and Dustin, does that lessen the need for you to maybe play the two big guys at the same time?
You know what? I don't go in with the mindset of saying I'm not going to play these guys. I'm going to play these guys. I don't. Whatever that the situation dictates, and I put them out there. If there's an opportunity for us to have a size advantage where those guys can function offensively and defensively, they'll be out there. I mean, because Trey's like a coach out there on the floor, and he just facilitates so many things. And he can get the ball to the post. He can get it to guard. He's a great screener. He's a great rebounder, and he got a nice touch. So I don't let that dictate, But obviously, I think the biggest key is, I got options. And when you got options, it makes a big, big difference, because it comes down, that last 10 minutes, that depth. Having that depth is very, very important, so we can finish the game off strong. And whomever has the hot hand at that point in time, those are the guys going to be out there.
3 games in 4 days, long trip out there, a lot of games, long trip back. Now you've had, I guess, 6 days. I know you've been practicing hard, but you feel kind of like your guys have been refreshed and you're ready to play again?
Well, I'm sure they're anxious to play again. The grinds of practice, and I'm one of those coaches try to keep them humble. No, I don't try, I do keep them humble. So you can imagine the intensity in practice. Practice haven't been long, but they've been pretty intense, and really having to challenge them. The worst thing they can do is sometimes get a pat on the back. I have to, especially this early in the year. People tell them how great they play. That was one game against UConn. We got many, many more games. We've only played 6 games on a 31 slate schedule, and so there's a lot of basketball game. That tournament, it was the appearance of a NCAA tournament, really. And when you think about the games that were played, the teams that were up there, and even as a coach, I have to pull back and say, hey, we're only in November. Let's get to December and January and February. And but I think the biggest key is you want to continue to get better, And so there are some things that we really got to get better at, and the way you do that is in practice sometime. And then you go out in the games, and then you see if what you're doing in practice can transfer into the game setting.
Do you watch the ESPN things? Did you hear all the weird stuff Bill Walton was saying? And just what'd you think about him? Because a lot of Arkansas fans, it was kind of driving them crazy because he wasn't paying much attention to the game.
I turned it down like everybody else and put Zimmerman and Chuck. No, I did not. I did not do that. I hope you know that. But I did turn it down. Zimmerman's back. That's why I said that. Yeah, I didn't put him and Chuck on. Yeah, that's what most people say they did. But it's Bill Walton. He's a little different. I think he's a little different. I think that's why they like that. But no, I don't listen to that. I didn't want to hear about what river was it? Columbia River, its biggest something population, the park, and I've heard other people talk about it. I mean, I think they talk about Zen. I don't know. They talk about so much stuff, man. You know what the thing about it is, that for him to do a game of ours, it kind of does it. I don't mean it in a bad way, a disservice to our kids, because we play an exciting brand of basketball. Not only just us, but the teams that are playing. I mean, there's action that's going on, man, and it's good basketball. And you got all this talking about, stuff that don't have anything to do with basketball. I mean, it kind of, but maybe that's the catch. They figure you're gonna watch the game, so you got to listen to him. I guess, I don't know. You don't have to listen to him, but that's the world we live in, Bob. All right, thank you.